Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Red Zone Report, episode 6. I'm Andy. That's Coach Alex. Let's get right into it. Game review and game preview. Game review, Saturday, September 27th, 1 p.m., Université de Sherbrooke at Sherbrooke Stadium. Um, we went from we can beat anyone, anything is possible. That was what ELR mentioned after your previous game, big victoire against Université de Montréal. To sort of, I feel like it's the 2025 roller coaster continues. Um, the game started off in kind of super crummy fashion with Zach's injury there. Um, don't know how that's going. Is there any
Yeah,
news there?
yeah,
It's
no, it's a broken fibula for Zach. So sadly, this time I think that for sure we can affirm that this season is over.
poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy, and it's kind of piling regarding the injuries right now. We also lost Christophe Roy during the game at the nickel position, who was already replacing Mathis Pilon that we lost a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's part of the challenge of football season, and right now we have a lot of injuries, and it forced us to use more players than expected, which is at the same time not a bad thing because it's giving them those guys experience a lot. I think we had 10 of the 12 starters on the defensive side that were either recruits or second year players. So yeah, it's a challenge, and so it comes with ups and it comes with downs.
Yeah, yeah. And you went into the game with injuries too, right? I mean, it was
Yeah. We have not been very lucky on the injury side this year at all, and not something that we discuss with the players too much because it's next
no,
man up, it's next man up mentality, and anyway, it's the only thing we can control, right? So
absolutely.
yeah, so we've been calling new names to give those guys experience, as I said, and we're rolling.
There you go. There you go. Next man up. No excuses, right? So, um, the game, I mean, you were tied at half. Both teams were moving the ball. It just seemed that Sherbrooke had a little bit more of an advantage in time of possession. I checked the stats. I couldn't find time of possession, but it just seemed like they were having sort of longer drives than us. Um, the penalties ended up hurting us, I think, in the end. Um, Anyways, you talk about the offense getting going. I mean, we had a good offensive day. It's just that sort of some drops and some penalties ended up hurting us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So offensively, if you look at the total yards, we moved the ball decently well. As
Yeah,
you said, I think it's 425, something like that.
yeah,
Which on a regular day in U Sports, it's not bad at all. Now, as you mentioned, we had a couple of drive killers. So couple of lack of accuracy from the quarterback at some occasion, a couple of drop passes at some occasion, and a couple of penalties. Now, there's a couple that we deserve, but there's also some calls that were discussed following the game with Thomas Cesare that I appreciate a lot, who's the head referee in the league, and sadly they missed a couple of calls there, but that those things are going to happen. Referees are making mistakes. We as coaches are making mistakes, and players are also making mistakes on the field. So it's just that when you had all those little things here and there, it was just enough to slow us down offensively and probably make the difference between 21 points and 35 points, right? So
yeah.
so a couple of details like that. Now, if we switch to the defensive side now, for me, for sure, we gave way too many yards on the ground, way too many missed tackles. I felt that defensively was kind of a different problem where we were just not there physically to match what Sherbrooke gave us, and that's off to Sherbrooke. It's I think probably told you last week. It's never easy to win there. The defender feel very well, and that's exactly what they did, and we were not able to match their physicality.
Yeah, we have talked about that before, and we also talked about consistency, which is exactly kind of what you're driving at. I think there with the missed tackles, and sometimes on offense when we're missing passes or blocks aren't being made, etc. Um, going to moving just before we move forward to defense, um, I think it's really important to mention that ELR set the all-time rushing record for McGill, passing Sean Linden, Mike Soles, whom I played with, and David Fleischer. Uh, that's an incredible number for ELR to leave behind. I mean,
Ab-
it's when he's gone or retired and doing Friends of McGill football things like me. Um, what an incredible accomplishment.
Absolutely. Eloy is an amazing athlete, as everyone knows now, and not really surprising for me to hear that those stats. And yeah, so there are more to come.
Yeah, he's gonna keep back to it. Okay, so just flipping over to the defense, you started talking about defense already, but Phil Buteau once again, he led the team with 3 solos and 5 assists. It was interesting to see Frederick Beneteau was on the board too with a couple of solos and a sack and a forced fumble. I met Fred at the QB luncheon last week. Once again, reminder. Try and get there, alumni. Um, big guy on the D line. Another solid game for the D line. Like you mentioned, though, it's getting tough with the injuries. We've got to everyone's got to step up, and consistency is the key on D as well. I think with the tackling.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, a lot of missed tackles, and I think some young guys that were kind of outmatched physically against Sherbrooke over there. We were missing also Ambroise and Duplessis-Giroux was not able finally to play too much after the injury suffered at Concordia. We lost Ilan Barbaras, a veteran player, also as the Mog linebacker the previous week against Montreal. So once again, I gave opportunity to a guy like Justin Laflamme, recruit from Notre Dame de Foix, who had some good moments, but also some plays that, of course, he needs to work on. So that once again, we're next man up, and we go with what we have.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a society we live in that we want success right away, but it's a process. And
Absolutely,
I
absolutely, and so it would be once again like we can't we want this team to perform at its best every time. We're working on that. We're practicing for that. We're doing meetings for that. Now it's kind of I think normal to have those ups and downs, and sadly it was just enough downs during that game to prevent us to win. But now it's a great opportunity to bounce back for Montreal this week.
Yeah, okay, let's go there. Université de Montréal, they're coming off a slightly, I'll understate it, a strong performance against Concordia. Um, we are looking to bounce back. They are going to be ready to rock and roll, is my guess, at Stade Sepsum there this Saturday, 2 p.m. Uh, has anything changed on their side in the film you've watched since? I mean, it's only a couple weeks ago that we played them and beat them, but has anything changed that you've seen on the film? No,
Not, not really. They played great against Concordia. They were physical. They were able to create I think 5 turnovers defensively or something like that. So yeah, they put a lot of points on the board and they were really dominant from A to Z.
yeah. So doesn't get any easier, coach.
No, and you know what? It's the league, and we're part of a great league right now, and it's funny because I always kind of laugh at those U Sports ranking that we see, but there's other ones like Upset Sports that I think are doing like a top 15 or something, which for me looks a way more accurate than the reality, where you see multiple teams of the RECQ in that top 15, and I think that those other teams, which Concordia or Sherbrooke or Ross, deserve also some national recognition, and right now or the RSEQ is a complicated league to follow because if you're trying to do like the la règle de trois to try to find who's going to win the next game, you're gonna lose money. So don't do that, right? So
Yeah,
it's been
yeah,
yeah, it's been a ups and downs league for all teams, and I think we're part also of that mix where I feel that the talent level that we have is as high as never been for a couple of years here. Now it's still a growing process and a learning process that comes with ups and downs.
Coach, can't thank you enough for this. It's terrific. Good luck this weekend. I'm Andy Brookman. That's Coach Alex Surprenant for Friends of McGill Football, the Red Zone Report, episode 6. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, Andy.
Have a great day.